Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clark on YouTube. Oh no. So I was gonna watch zombies, and then I saw my lights look so pretty, and the night sky looked so beautiful, so I came to the conclusion that I wanted to jump on here and produce a video for you guys. So here's the deal. I know that I've got so many Descendants fans, I've got so many Zombies fans, I've got so many Hannah Montana fans, and I have a certain percentage of people subscribed to this YouTube channel who are huge fans of Disney's Jessie. And I'm not going to lie to all of you, I was a huge fan of Jessie ever since 2013. Flashback to 2013, I was a cool 25-year-old. I had a huge chip on my shoulder. I thought I was really cool wearing leather jackets, and then Taylor Swift came out with her new album, Bad Blood, and then Descendants premiered. You know, I was at the heights of my glee when I was 25 years old. And then this series has its series finale. There was so much emotion packed behind it. When it was at the heights of its popularity, it was canceled. It was then redistributed by Cameron O'Connell, who was the producer of this one, into Bunk'd. That went 7 seasons. That was an unprecedented number of seasons and number of episodes for Bunk'd to have. I think they had something like 112 episodes by August 2nd, 2024. That was just last year. But I remember this TV series being so packed with emotion because of all the life lessons that this series taught us from episode to episode, no matter what season you were a part of or remember being a part of or a contribution for. I think every single episode taught us morals, taught us values, and I think that's something that was really appreciated. The second thing that was highlighted about this series was the fashion sense of people like Peyton, who has worked all of her life and now is worth over $7 million in terms of net worth, with Debbie Ryan coming a close second behind her with $4 million in terms of net worth. That is unbelievable. But I think when you talk about this generation, this was definitely a TV series that was at the heights of its popularity and considered to be one of the greatest of all time. You know, there are so many TV shows that have been argued to take the place of Hannah Montana, which holds the record of being the longest running Disney Channel TV series with the most popularity of all the Disney TV shows, second to Wizards. This is definitely one of them that is up there. And it's going to be a show that is never, ever going to be forgotten. When I first saw Jessie, I instantly fell in love with the characters. I know I say that a lot, and I sound like a broken record when it comes to these Disney shows, but I remember being such a huge fan of this one, falling in love with it instantly. And one of my favorite characters on that TV series was Peyton, who I'm going to be showing you a clip of here momentarily, when the series actually premiered back in 2013. That was September 30th, 2013, this series premiered, and it only lasted 2 years before Debbie Ryan wanted to go elsewhere and pursue other projects in life. You have to respect that, because she's also somebody who's worked her entire life. I remember her on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody years ago, and then it was changed to Sweet Life on Deck with Zack and Cody. And when that series finished, she told Disney she wasn't ready to go, and that's why Disney gave her the opportunity to portray Jessie Prescott on this new TV series that a lot of people took very fond in supporting and just being there for. I didn't think this series was going to get off the ground the way that it did, but this was one of these TV shows that you just very quickly fell in love with because you had so much respect for these characters from shows like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which I used to watch between 1 and 2 a.m. every morning. I have this habit of watching repeats of Disney TV series late at night, like tonight, which has a beautiful sky out there. You can see it out through the window there. So on nights like this, I would literally stay awake between 1 and 2 a.m. To watch episodes of this. And if I wasn't watching episodes of this, I was watching episodes of Sam and Cat, which was a TV series that ended long before its time. And I think Jessie falls into that category, even though it got 4 seasons and almost 100 episodes, like the Hannah Montanas of the world and the Wizards of Waverly Places of the world. It may not have seen a reboot, but it can be argued that this one is definitely a candidate to be rebooted. I don't know if Jessie will ever be rebooted, or Debbie Ryan or Peyton List want to come back for it. But you pose the question to a lot of people like Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment all the time, if Miley Cyrus will ever don the wig of Hannah Montana again, if Emily Osment will come back even though this TV series, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, is exploding on CBS. You're asking these questions to all these famous Disney stars that have a huge net worth, but you're never posing the questions to people that could potentially return for TV shows like Jessie. I would love to see a TV series like Jessie, be rebooted, because I was always there for new episode to new episode to new episode of Jessie, which they're actually celebrating on a lot of Disney history websites today. All over social media, they're celebrating a specific episode of Jessie Season 3, which a lot of the cast were huge parts of. And everybody by Season 3 of that TV series had a more significant role than they had probably in the first 1 or 2 seasons of this TV series, because they were really coming into their own. Peyton List was developing her own fashion sense. She had so many projects. She had a lot of projects on the Hallmark Channel in the United States, the W Network here in Canada. She was a huge part of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid franchise for Jeff Kinney. She played Holly Hills in that, and she did such a great job with that. She was also part of the 27 Dresses movie. Of course, she played the young Katherine Hagel, and that one did such a phenomenal job. She's played multiple actresses in their younger years, which I was a huge fan of, and she was just so dedicated to everything that she did, and that's why her net worth is so huge now. I never thought, 10 years ago when I was a cool kid in high school, that she would be, worth $7 million or be a part of the Cobra Kai cast as Tori Nichols and be so violent. But you see a lot of these Disney stars, exemplifying what are described as weird behaviors because they want to reintroduce themselves. And I think that's a metaphorical way of reintroducing yourself, being a more violent, more outspoken character, such as Tori Nichols, which is a big example, the biggest one that I could throw your way for her. She's also got a lot of interesting habits. She loves to ride fair rides a lot, like bumper cars, and she's always had this habit of passing the ball to the opposing team because her eyesight is so bad. And we've always had this, joke between myself and my friends about my eyesight being terrible. I've always said that my glasses would allow you to see into the future if you're ever to take yourself up on the opportunity, because my prescription for glasses is so significantly horrible. So I think myself and Peyton List have a lot in common, but despite having all these challenges in her personal life and her relationships with Jacob Bertram that has been documented so many times, of course he was the star of Disney XD's Kirby Buckets, and I know a lot of people out there are not as familiar with that TV series as you are Jessie, because Jessie was one of the biggest of that generation, just as TV series like Bunk'd and Livin' Maddie was. Here's the thing. You take a look at the stars of Jessie, and we think about, how much we miss Cameron Boyce. And he is definitely an example of what a lot of people, I think, aspire to be, because I don't think there was a heart that he never touched for every room that he was ever in, for every project that he was ever a part. No matter if he was a part of the Descendants movie franchise, which was his biggest dedication to Disney, whether it be the cast of Jessie, whether it be the revamped cast of Bunk'd. He was always someone who touched your heart in so many unique ways, and that's why so many people miss him. And it still blows my mind to this day how many people miss him. I can only hope that when my legacy is left behind in this life, I am missed as much as what he is. And I know, here's the thing, that I have so many people who are subscribed to this YouTube channel because of previous tribute videos that I used to throw up for him every couple of months or around the anniversary of his death, which happened back in July of 2019. So I want to put it out there that I will be doing more Cameron Boyce tribute videos, because the numbers of views for those videos used to be up in the thousands. They used to really rank up high, just as these Jessie videos and these Livin' Maddie videos did, and these Descendants videos and Mud Zombies videos are blowing up. So I want to put it out there that you have not seen the last of the Cameron Boyce tribute videos, because I will get around to doing it. You can kind of consider this one a tribute for Cameron Boyce, but I remember the emotion that was packed behind all the comments, all the likes. The previous Jessie video that I threw up on this YouTube channel received over 11 likes and hundreds of views. And I want to thank you guys for the support that you've given this YouTube channel, because those videos are not going anywhere. And as long as they keep ranking in the subscribers, ranking in the views, I'll keep producing them for you as often and as frequently as I can. My admiration for people like Peyton List go all the way back to Spider-Man 2, when she had a deleted scene from that movie. She never did get the scene put into that movie. But I remember being such a huge fan of the original live-action Spider-Man. I think this was one of the first movies that Marvel attempted before they were revamped into Marvel Studios. I think Iron Man was the initial first one, and then here comes Spider-Man 1 through 3. And by Spider-Man 2, she was supposed to be a part of a scene where Spider-Man swings by her doorstep, her apartment, and she watches Spider-Man swing by. And the mysterious thing about that scene was, like a lot of Peyton-less scenes, they were mysteriously deleted from the cut of the movie, the original cuts, and I think it might have ended up in a vault somewhere. But it's just so mysterious how so many of Peyton-less scenes that how so much dedication put behind her, because she used to star in a lot of commercials for board games and different things. And all of a sudden, CDs that were released, I was a DJ. I remember her being a part of the Kids Bop stuff too, I believe. Olivia Holt was also a part of Kids Bop too. But I remember all these scenes that Peyton List was in that had a lot of them deleted, and they were never mysteriously shown or found. So it's kind of really spooky, a spooky origin, if you would, behind Peyton List's disappearance of all these scenes. Also, her relationships with people like Jacob Bertram have been profiled a lot by TMZ.com. I never do give TMZ the benefit of the doubt, because they often find time in criticizing a lot of celebrities or making fun of them in whatever way they choose. But I think that her relationship with Jacob Bertram definitely could have been left a lot more private than what it was. I don't think Peyton List ever got the recognition or respect that she deserved, because you take it from somebody who had followed her all of her life. I think that she deserved more respect than what she got. She deserved more of a chance than what she got, because she's someone who's been working all of her life. And when you criticize somebody for being worth over $7 million, coming behind her is Debbie Ryan for $4 million, you think about, what would you do if you were worth that, waking up every morning knowing that you were worth that? Take, for instance, somebody like Taylor Swift, worth $1.6 billion in terms of net worth. Wouldn't you lose your mind, go as far as to doing that, if you woke up every morning and it hit you every morning in the face that you were worth $1.6 billion? I mean, being worth over $7 million. I know that's nowhere near Taylor Swift, Tay-Tay as we all call her, but I mean, can you imagine waking up every morning and it hits you in the face every morning that you're worth $7 million? You would go crazy if you knew you were worth that. You would have all your wildest dreams coming through without having to do anything to achieve them. But that's notwithstanding all the stuff that these cast members had to do, and they had a whole lot of fun doing it. And they had a lot of chemistry, too, that is very unique. You're taking, for instance, the cast of Hannah Montana. There wasn't so much chemistry. There was never so much chemistry for the Wizards of Waverly Place cast. Nobody ever got along with Selena Gomez. Nobody ever seemed to be able to get along with Miley Cyrus. And that's why Miley Cyrus was so regretful of it in her book, Miles to Go. I read it over a decade ago. I know. There's a lot of remorse, there's a lot of regret for how people were treated on such shows like Hannah Montana. So you have to have a lot of respect where respect is due, and can be credited for casts like Jessie, who had a show, who had an opportunity, who were presented with a cast, and presented with a script, and made it work. Because I know Disney put you under a lot of pressure. I know there were a lot of conversations about how they weren't allowed to wear bikinis, how they weren't allowed to do this or do that in terms of social media, and had to have everything approved. But Disney was doing it in a way to protect you, and Disney was doing it in a way to solidify your legacy. And at the end of the day, when awards are handed out for the Disney Legends Awards every year for D23 and D23.com, the thing is, Disney does not forget about you. Disney does not forget about you and your contributions, and that's why I think about a decade from now we're going to hear about how Peyton List and Debbie Ryan are finally recognized as Disney legends for their contributions for TV shows like Jessie, which were series that ended long before its time. In 2018, it was announced that Peyton was leaving the Disney company. Everybody did everything they could to keep her under the Disney umbrella. But it very quickly faded off into obscurity, and now we're seeing Peyton List do more with series like Cobra Kai, which has had an emotional series finale. And the training that she had to undergo for that was absolutely incredible. I heard about how Sabrina Carpenter wanted to try her hand for roles such as Mission Impossible and doing stunts without having stunt doubles. And I have a lot of respect for her for doing that, for wanting to put behind the the dedication for the training and stuff like that, because it takes a lot of guts and it takes a lot of perseverance to be able to do that sort of thing. And I hope we see more of Peyton List in the very near future. Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Jessie and Bunk'd are some of the aspects of her career but you can never give enough. You know, there's never an opportunity. I know Dove Cameron has struggled with this and understanding this, you know, how she believed that she had given everything there was to possibly give as an actress when you talk about her roles as Liv and Maddie playing the double role and Descendants as Mal. But there's never an opportunity in life where you never have anything left to give, because there's always a new opportunity presented to you within a 24-hour period to offer something new and innovative. And that's something that these Disney stars have to come to terms with, is that you never are out of gas. You are never out of an opportunity and an opportunity to present your talents. And that's why I hope they continue to aspire, even though they're exemplifying a lot of weird behaviors time and time again, on and off again. That's why I hope they never forget the opportunities they have been previously presented with, how they made the most of them, and how they can still aspire to be someone as a teen idol or someone who is inspirational to a lot of people who sometimes need that extra push in life, because I know there are a lot of people who are down on themselves sometimes, who need that extra push to, you know, escape bullying, which happens all the time. And this is why these movies like Descendants and Zombies were created, to encourage people to escape these predicaments, if you would, that they are in, and they do a fantastic job doing it. If there's one message that Descendants and Zombies, for instance, and Jessie has conveyed, it is to prepare us for life, all the challenges, and that you're a better person in the end because you make the right decisions. And I give the writers at Disney a hell of a lot of credit for being able to do that, because it takes a lot of guts and a lot of perseverance to be able to do that. I know, without a shadow of a doubt in any argument being presented, that we will never see stars like we have seen from Peyton List, of Cameron, Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, Emily Osment, who was one of my all-time favorites. I'll never get over Emily Osment because she was the initial Disney star that was my all-time favorite, and then came Miley, and then eventually came people like Dove Cameron and Peyton List, who I'm very grateful to have found out about because of fans like you. And I'm also very grateful for fans like you clicking on my videos in the nighttime, always leaving comments, always finding time and hitting the like button, ringing the bell to stay up to date with notifications. Because here's the thing. A lot of people use AI to create YouTube videos. And what I mean by using AI to create YouTube videos, they create these elaborate YouTube videos, or seemingly create elaborate YouTube videos. But here's the thing. If you notice from the dialogue in the videos, they are computer-generated voices that are giving you the details. I'm one of the only ones that review this for you and show you who he is. And that is something to be credited for, and that is something to respect. And that is why I have over 1,000 plus subscribers subscribed to this YouTube channel. Over 1,600 of you have subscribed to this YouTube channel, which I hope you keep doing, because you will get great videos that are educational, that are fun to watch, and very entertaining and very enjoyable. Isn't it a beautiful night? Don't those characters look so cozy in the background? There's Sonic, there's Stitch, there's Mickey, there's the Big Mickey, who I got at Costco for like 30 bucks. I've got to find Minnie Mouse somewhere. And I've got to get around to getting a game chair sometime this week. I'm going to trade this one in for a newer one. So if you see me sitting in a new game chair in a couple of days, just to let you in a little secret, we got to keep it between us. I want to thank everybody for all the support that you've given us. This chair feels like it's going to fall apart on times, just to let you in a little secret. But I want to thank each and every one of you for always being here supporting this YouTube channel, which I can only hope you keep doing. Because it's one thing to create these videos and distribute them, but one of the most challenging things for a YouTube creator to succeed at is getting the person watching the video to watch it in its entirety, to increase the watch hours, and for you to hit the subscribe button, which I can only hope that you keep doing. And also share the content, call your friends on the old dial phone if you've got one. I mean, who hasn't got a dial phone or an iPhone now? Who would have a dial phone now? I don't know. But I know there are people who do have dial phones still. But if you've got an iPhone, let's say, pick up the phone, text your friend, let them know about this innovative and very entertaining content, and I would really appreciate it. And if you're a Jessie fan who found my thumbnail and clicked on it, here's the thing. You could be watching anybody on YouTube, but you're watching me, and I can never thank you enough for it, and I can never appreciate you enough for it. I'll never live long enough to thank each and every one for you. Hey Jessie was one of the lyrics in the song, and it's a TV series that will be missed forever. So to commemorate it, as we celebrate one of the releases of one of the episodes from Season 3 today, how about we watch an old retro interview with Peyton List? I think you're really going to like this interview, and I think you're going to find time and appreciating it, because there's a lot of cool stuff that Peyton List actually discusses in this interview. I'm really excited to share this interview with you. It's always a pleasure of mine to show these interviews to you because it reminds me of when I was such a huge fan of shows like Jessie. Peyton List was such an adorable girl when she was first introduced as part of the cast of Jessie back in 2013, and for 2.5 years she blew up her personality on this show. She lit up every room that she was ever in, and the cast just literally fell in love with her, and she had so many friendships because of it and so many fans because of it, and then you wonder why her net worth is up there about 7 million. It is unbelievable. She's actually worth more in terms of the net worth than the actual star of the TV series was, Debbie Ryan. That is unbelievable. A true testament to how far your character can go and the aspirations it can take you to. This interview was done by Clever TV. And I'm really excited to watch this interview with you because this was around the time the series premiered and it was getting great reviews and received such a huge response. So what do you say we watch this interview together?
Hello, Peyton.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
You too. Long time no see.
No. So exciting. Congratulations. Jessie is about to debut. Very exciting. How do you feel about it?
I am so excited. I'm like freaking out. The whole cast, we're having a countdown on Twitter and everything. And I'm just so excited. I just can't wait.
Oh my goodness. So of course we want to hear a little bit about Emma, how she fits into the storyline.
Well, Emma's the only biological child in the family, and, she's very bubbly and positive. And, she has her own kind of sense of style. She puts together different patterns, and she's definitely a fashionista.
Yes, tell me a little bit about the collaboration process for coming up with Emma's wardrobe. Because you've got something you're wearing and something from the character.
So Emma and the stylist and I, we definitely collaborated on Emma's wardrobe. I mean, this is actually my sweater, which we mixed with Emma's pants and shoes. And, we mixed my jewelry and Emma's jewelry. So I go to boutiques and, I love shopping, and kind of like Emma does. I mean, we both mix together different colors and patterns, and so we're definitely both fashionistas at heart.
I love it. Now on the show, of course, Debbie Ryan plays your nanny, and I feel like she brings a certain sense of style and fashion to the show as well. Have you learned anything from her?
She does. She brings such a cool sense of style. I mean, I always love what she's wearing. She's always wearing cute, girly dresses and different patterns. And I definitely love everything she wears. I mean, it kind of inspires me in my mind on what I want to wear every day.
Cool. And I know that you're one of the older kids over here. What is it like having a house full of youngsters running around?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I mean, I have two brothers in real life, too. I have a twin brother and a little brother who just turned 7. So, I mean, we're like best friends. But we also have our moments kind of like Luke, Emma, Robbie, and Zuri do, where we're rolling down the stairs fighting and we're in big brawls in the show. But, in real life, we've become such a big family. I feel like I can consider them my brothers and sisters. And Debbie's like my big sister. I mean, she's definitely a role model. I look up to her.
And I know you're into animals in real life, and I hear there are some real animals on the show, like a bunny and a giant lizard.
Yes, well, Mr. Kipling is kind of a prima donna because he can't perform in front of live audiences or a lot of people because he gets nervous. Yes, the lizard on the show. Because his real name is Frank, but I just call him Mr. Kip. Anyway, so Mr. Kipling is kind of a prima donna, and he can't perform in front of a lot of people because he gets nervous, and his pee is toxic, too. So, yeah. And
he needs to wear a diaper, seriously.
Yeah, I know, right? Somebody get this guy a diaper. And then we actually had this scene where Mr. Kipling is supposed to poop, and Robbie has a giant pooper scooper, and he goes to scoop up the poop. And then right when they say cut, he actually does poop on the set. And I was like, oh, gross! I'm glad I don't have to walk him on the show.
He was taking his acting cues, right?
Yeah, you were a little late on the method acting, Mr. Kipling.
So what's something unique about the show that viewers maybe wouldn't know when they tune in?
I definitely think that Jessie isn't your perfect nanny at first. A lot of the kids don't really like her at first. I mean, Luke has a crush on her, so of course he likes her. But Emma's kind of skeptical at first, my character, and she doesn't really know if she should like Jessie or not.
Very cool. And why are you so excited about this debut on Friday, September 30th?
I'm so excited because, Jessie's nothing that you've ever really seen before. It's, a mixed group of kids and I definitely think that it should be fun.
I think it's going to be fun. One last question. What are the 3 fashion items that you think are going to be really cool for fall?
I think definitely trench coats. I mean, I just got this really cute navy blue and gold trench coat, and I really love that. And I think mixing scarves and accessories together, and kind of also, even though summer's over, still wearing bright colors that, are summer colors.
Very cool. Well, so great to see you, Peyton. Have fun.
Thanks. All right, bye.
One thing about that interview that I noticed, because I've been doing interviews for forever, is you could clearly notice that the person conducting the interview with the microphone in front of Peyton's face was detecting questions from somebody on the other end of the headset by the way she was asking the questions, like what are 3 things you love most about fashion, and she was saying it so slow. When she's dictating it word for word, that she's saying what she's hearing in her headset. And I don't know about you guys, but that's really annoying to me. Give me a second to switch back over, and we will close this thing out. This has been a beautiful interview and a whole lot of fun. That was a beautiful interview. A lot of you might not know this, but Peyton List is one of the most revered Disney teen idols of all time. And she has done more than probably anybody has ever been given credit for having done after leaving Disney, both with the Disney company and outside of it. I said this earlier on in the video. Disney does not forget about you, no matter how strict they may seem to be with you guys. Disney does not forget about the stars and their contributions. And I firmly believe, in all of my heart, that people like Peyton List and Debbie Ryan will never ever be forgotten for their contributions for a company like Disney. Yeah, it may seem like they were treated unfairly and people were really strict with them, but it makes you a stronger person in the end, and that's why we are still fans of shows like Jessie, one of the greatest of all time. I would like to go on record for saying that it's one of the greatest of all time. A TV series that got a lot of credit, but it never was given enough credit, and it was a TV series that definitely ended long before its time. I miss people like Peyton List. I hope she's presented with more opportunities and more projects. I have always been very admirable towards Peyton List, and I've given her a lot of respect where credit is due, and a lot of respect and credit because she deserves it. And people like Debbie Ryan, who made that TV series work, although on a lot of times it didn't seem like they were making the TV series work. They were presented with a script, they were presented with the opportunity to create, and who wouldn't want the opportunity to create? That's one of the most beautiful things being a YouTube creator for you. Here's the thing. This YouTube channel is about you. This is your Disney, this is your Nickelodeon, this is your pop culture. So whatever you want to see or hear conversations about on this YouTube channel, it is an open book for all of you. And here's the thing, the pages in the book for this YouTube channel are blank. So it's your opportunity to write your thoughts, what you want discussed on this YouTube channel. You can let me know, and we'll get around to making so many videos on this YouTube channel. You're going to have to give me time, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to make these videos, but I will never quit on this YouTube channel because I believe in it and I believe in the content just as much as each and every one of you have. And that's why I'm sitting here with on top of over 1,600 plus subscribers. I can't even believe that. Every morning I'm waking up to 150 plus subscribers. That's absolutely crazy. That's really nuts. And I never thought that a lizard would actually have an accident on the set of Jessie. I never ever thought in a million years. I always thought that it was just something they did for the purpose of entertainment. But I guess that animals, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But guys, thank you so much for just being so supportive of this YouTube channel. I can never thank you enough, and I can only hope that you hit the subscribe button and keep coming back for more great videos. Here's the thing. I noticed that the Jessie videos that I was throwing up a while ago were getting a huge response. I noticed that the previous Jessie video I had thrown up was getting a huge response, and I can't thank you enough because, again, you could be on anybody's YouTube channel, listening to them talk about Jessie, giving you their review and thinking their videos are awesome, but for some reason you're all here, and from where I choose to look at it and how I choose to look at it, I have some of the best fans in the world, and you can take it for what it's worth. Bye, YouTube. Thank you so much, and we will do it again in a couple of days.